Hey, Blondeguygamer here, and I'm finally going to review a Wii game after
all
this time. And it's
I'm
going to be
SCXCR.
pretty special.
And I'm Blondeguygamer.
Muramasa, the demon blade for the...
So, this is
sec.
horrifically, inexcusably late.
Yeah, by over a year.
Yeah, we filmed this after Kineticon 2010. That is the right year, right?
Yeah, that was. It was the first Kineticon we went to. Or my first time going to Kineticon, rather.
You haven't been indicating Smarties, have you?
I'm acting.
Acting from both of us is kind of suspect all over this video.
I was trying to do a very distraught-looking face, but...
What?
Well, I was trying to do a zombie face, but it turned into a rape face, so...
I just like how quickly I all of a sudden become okay with you just coming in my room out of nowhere and doing that, and I'm just like, okay, let's do a review.
From America, no less.
Yeah.
Hey guys, guess what?
Originally we were gonna film this sort of live-action stuff in the hotel room, but that didn't really happen, so while you were staying at my house, we decided to just quickly film these parts at my house.
Yeah, the one thing we neglected to plan out when we were deciding to do this at the convention was there's a convention going on at the convention, and we would be spending a lot of time there.
Yeah, and that took a lot out of us. Oh yeah, and the copy of Grim War, Shadow Snake actually gave me that at Kineticon. So I just threw that in there.
Despite being found in 2002,
and now this was, I think this was with my old mic, right?
Yeah, it was.
Now I sent you recordings of my lines both with my older mic, the mic I'm using now, and a third microphone, which is actually the one I prefer to use when doing recordings like this, because it's the best quality, ironically. So, is there a reason why you use this quality of mic? Because it's not that great to me.
Yeah, I knew that the quality wasn't as good as the other mic, but the thing was, the other mic, for whatever reason, the audio files were really quiet. And I was having to boost it by like 14, 15 decibels, and when you boost something that much, that downgrades the audio in itself, so I thought it was better off to just use this one where the lines were a little more amplified already.
Alright, Sir Blonzelette.
I see.
You talk about the graphics while I enjoy another
and the reason why we brought this Smarties gag was it's always an in-joke with us. Because I'm Canadian and Smarties are actually chocolates, while his are what we call rockets.
They're bigger, better M&Ms.
If you're among the 5 people with me that play previous Vanillaware games, you'll notice that the art style is
I actually looked up the history on that, and I do not want to get into it, because it's confusing. The thing about this video is, it reminds me of just how much things can change in a year.
It's no question you can call this.
Yeah.
Because right off the bat, the shirt that I'm wearing is for a website that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. And you're no longer filming with that camera anymore. You have a new HD camera.
Yeah, this was on the Canon FS100, and I've since moved up to a Vixia.
You might be worried about how the game controls, particularly with the Wiimote and nunchuck.
Now you recorded the whole, well, not the whole game, but you recorded the game. I was actually offering to record game footage too, but then we realized that in order for you to edit everything, I would have to send the footage, and that would have taken forever.
Yeah, we decided that whoever's doing the editing, they should just do all the recording too, to make it easier.
Yeah. One of the main reasons why we picked this game, because it was a good parallel, because you have two characters you can play as, and one of the first things we came up with when doing this review was, I can talk about this character while you can talk about the other, and things like that, and we just sort of balance each other off like that.
Yeah, we kind of lucked out that we both chose different characters and different difficulties.
That too. which brought up that one gag we did.
which causes the character to jump and flip forward with their blade.
Which I know that sounds like a lame reason of me not knowing which one was which in terms of the names, because, well, in the character select, you don't see the character portraits, you just see their names, so...
I could have sworn it did say, like, some description of the character, though. I might be wrong.
I don't recall something like that. I just remember the names and the difficulty setting.
I could be wrong. It's been a while since I recorded all of this.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played this too. I remember the description for the difficulties though.
That's another thing that changed. I got a different computer in the time that between when this was recorded and when I started like editing the other half of this video.
Yeah,
because I started editing it on the old computer and then I got a new one and I had to transfer everything over. And that was a headache in itself.
Yeah, I had to get a new computer as well, because before the end of last year, my laptop just died again, and I was fed up and I decided to get a new computer. So then I realized I would have to record the lines again, and thankfully I still had what I wrote down. The only problem is with my old mic on this new computer, it sounds worse though. Which is why I kept trying to, which is why I bought this headset, but then I realized it's not that best of quality. I just use this headset for mostly just Skype calls and conversations like this. And then there's my one headset that belonged to my brother, which while it's staticky, once you remove the background noise, it's not bad quality, even if it's a bit quiet.
The second deciding factor is what mode of play you'll choose at the beginning of the game. Actually, you can change the mode of play whenever you want.
I just realized you did a lot of narration in comparison to me.
There are two modes to start with.
Well, the funny thing is, I actually cut out a lot of stuff that I said, or like summarized a lot of things that I said.
Yeah.
I talked way too damn much.
Call them easy and normal. But there's a bit more to it.
I think that's just a side effect of me, like, tending to want to go into more detail for the videos that I do, but I have to learn to kind of, like, scale it back for things like this.
Yeah.
And sword production. And there's no one particularly strong...
When it came to the...
Another thing that's changed is, unlike that crappy flimsy ninja sword from the later scenes, I have an actual sword now.
Oh yeah, and that sword I used at the ending is actually my brother's. It's an actual sword he has for his karate.
Still amazed he let you use that.
I know, my brother actually did help out a lot during the filming.
When he wasn't laughing in the middle of takes. In fact, that first live scene where we start, like, officially start the review, when we're sitting on the bed, some people might notice that the audio suddenly changes, like, right toward the end. That's because as soon as I said the cover looked pretty, Blondie's brother laughed off screen, and I had to make a cut there and mute the video.
There's also a difficulty that gets unlocked after beating the game on Shura called
That happened a few times.
Which, as far as I can tell, translates to something resembling death.
He used to do that a lot, especially back when I did Evil Dead Regeneration.
Yeah, fuck that. I was not going to play that.
Beyond that,
I don't blame you.
Specifically takes place in either boss fights or random encounters.
Now, I did beat Momohime's story, but I haven't played through Kitsuke's story yet.
You should. For an Amnesia story, it's actually pretty good.
The pacing of Muramasa is ultimately up to the player.
Yeah, even if a bit contrived and overused plot development.
Personally, I played Muramasa on Shura,
while I played on Muso.
And I chose
now see there, you hear that the better clearer mic quality. That's the lines with the better mic.
On the easiest difficulty.
Oh, I might have just mixed up the two.
No, I'm not going to question that, because everyone else who watches this
it gets confusing with all these different timelines that I had going during the project.
Yeah.
During the character selection,
I seem to get kind of interrupted a lot with this. It always seems like I'm up at the save limit, but then I'm just like,
they're calling bullshit.
I stop. Oh look, the camera quality changed, and you can hear a ring.
Yeah, the reason the camera quality changed was because we forgot to shoot that.
We forgot to shoot the angle, so I had to take my old camera, which again, I have a new camera now as well.
Yeah, most of this was filmed like a year and 2 months ago. Like 2 months after this was filmed, I'm on Skype and I'm like, Blondie, we forgot to shoot the corner of your room.
Fuck, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll film it.
Alright, fine. Well,
You're a good actor as a dead body, at least.
explain how dying works.
Thanks, that takes a
I was
lot
expecting
to
this.
do.
I was expecting the spirit to say something,
Die
but
at as if
whatever.
nothing really happened. So it's not really a huge setback.
Well, if
you
the
die.
spirit did talk, you would need like a digital recorder to be able to tell what it's saying.
Yeah.
It's nothing. Let's just continue.
That's
And
just
yeah,
the
we
ghost
just-
hunter and me talking.
After every battle, a victory window pops up. This is where you get a laundry list of stats.
Yeah,
showing
and,
the length of the
and if you know my reviews, I like to emphasize sort of what happens in the game into the live action, and I like that part where you die, but then you just come back anyway, as if nothing happened.
Defeating all enemies in a certain time frame.
Continuity.
And yes, there's a rather large one for killing bosses.
Like
There's
we
also
even had it in this
incentives
review.
not just
Yeah,
to
that'll
play
come
it,
up again
but
later.
learn to play it well so you can level up faster and
Yeah,
gain
because
access
when
to
we
more swords.
wrote this,
Of course, it
my
can
main
be
concern was
frustrating when you're trying
because
to
we didn't supervise each other on how we're going to write this, or because we do kind of do things differently in terms of reviews. Like I tend to write the script and then read them off.
Souls are gained whenever you kill enemies.
Like
You automatically get the green flame
the
souls.
subtitling scene. I know we
You can
discussed
also
the
find some
idea,
feeling about
but we had
the
completely
game
different
directly
interpretations
from
of what that was going to be.
Souls not only replenish your sword spirit energy, but you can use the accumulated souls and spirit to forge new
Another
swords
thing
with
was
the
I was
actual
concerned
spirit
that
Muramasa in this
because of our different
system.
well, we
Here
have
you
we
can
have
make more
similar
powerful
styles of
swords,
reviews, but we do
which
kind of
have
talk
different
a little bit
swords
differently. I
from
was
previous
concerned that
swords. However,
wouldn't
the more
flow,
powerful the
but
swords become, the
you
more
did a
strength and
good enough
vitality
job,
the
I think,
swords
just sort of
Also,
going
some
from
branches of swords can only be
from your
accessed
narration to
through
mine and
the
things like that.
story, essentially unlocking more swords.
Well, that was the thing.
Spirit is gained
I would
whenever
really
you
admit,
beat
Blondie
more fancy,
had
bigger,
like
more
most
spirit.
of his voice parts and
So even if
scripting
you're at full health, it's
given
still
to
a good
me
idea to
before I had
upgrade to
finished
spirit
most of my
powers, so
scripting.
you can
So
have around as
when he
much
gave me
spirit
that,
as
I kind of
souls.
altered what I did a little bit.
Yeah,
There are actually several ways to recover health.
I didn't quite get that part.
Food, both as an item or
They've
a
got
restaurant.
spirit.
There's also
How about
you?
items that replenish health, but don't
I didn't quite
increase
hear it
or give you
at
that
first.
spirit.
I only seen this video once before the
And
commentary,
finally, there's the hot springs.
because this is actually technically even before it's uploaded.
Oh yeah, I still have to do that. I'll do
I like
that
how my brother
eventually.
just butted in like
also should
that.
explain
Just
why
give me another
monsters
year and I'll have it
hot springs,
uploaded.
What they actually do,
Okay.
besides possible fancy.
You know, I just realized Duke Nukem Forever came
You
out,
plus a monkey during your travels,
and
you will leave
before
your
this
hot
did.
Oh
springs to
shit.
heal your health and source
Yeah,
power.
that's not something to be
Or
proud
a
of.
monkey that's completely naked. Well, do you bathe with your clothes on? You may also run into someone to talk to here, so be sure to check out the entire spring before leaving.
I remember when we were first thinking of doing this, like when we were all planning the whole convention trip, and
There are the typical items like herbal
And
remedies and toad oil to cure
others had
status
collaboration ideas, but it was mostly just really small skits they just threw in the convention videos as well or something.
There were so many of those. I could tell right away that we weren't going to get most of them done, but as it turns
Yeah.
out,
But other than that,
we didn't
there's
do like
not
almost
really a
any
lot
of them
variety.
except for that one.
On the other hand, it's nice to have
Yeah,
a few
except for like
useful items available
Unreal's
instead of a metric
opening
crap
skit
ton
of
of
us
things I won't
coming
use,
in
or when
coming
I
in
get them,
through
I'll
the
end up
hotel
half-heartedly saying,
door.
I don't know what it is, but I think it's wonderful.
I've
There's a
been
much bigger
dying to make a
emphasis on
Winnie the Pooh
found or
reference for
bought
like the past 3
ingredients
months, and I
like
finally got the
cabbage,
chance.
rice, and tofu. Because after getting
And thus
the
our
tofu
childhoods-
from various shops scattered all over the map,
I don't know.
they can be used to cook food.
I'm not sure what
The
to say
downside
from
to
there.
this is that
I'm
you
just
have
gonna
to
say
eat the food as
childhood
soon as it's
memory
cooked. This
is
isn't an option
is
during
born or
battles,
something.
It always makes you
And then they
100%
all
full,
died.
But it
No.
usually heals far more hit points, always gives a lot of spirit. Some recipes give temporary.
Weren't we gonna do a scene with the
and it
granola
displays
bar
each character's
with that
ability
cooking?
to eat a full meal in 4 or 5 bites.
Yeah, I found that
I'll
after
admit,
I
I'm
rendered the
jealous
video,
of
it
their
was in a
MAS
different folder from
metabolisms.
all the other video files for some
Shops
reason.
also sell accessories
Oh.
with their own stats.
So is that why it's not in there?
Though only one can be
Yeah, I
equipped at a
tried
time.
putting it in there,
Belts
but
boost vitality,
it just
gauntlets
wound
boost
up being
strength,
really awkward of a
masks boost
transition.
for some reason
Okay, yeah,
strength
'cause
and
originally,
vitality,
we
while
were gonna
everything
do with the
else
gag
gives
with the
different
cooking
benefits
where
like preventing
where
poison, experience,
we just
point
it
bonuses,
would just be you
and
with the
number of
granola
rather
with like a
specific
granola bar,
effects that if I were to go over
and
all of
you would
them,
just see it
would be at least 4
disappear
minutes
chunk
long.
by chunk by chunk with like jump cuts. But I imagine it would be
Well,
awkward to transition
I have to get
into.
to these eventually. These are
Funny
enemy
part is, it
lairs,
took me longer to eat,
basically the
to
carnival
quote
games
unquote
of Muramasa.
eat that granola bar than
When you break the
than
barrier
it takes
of
for
health, there are
these
barriers
characters
not
to
just
eat
on
like
these layers, but
full
blocking
course
several key routes
meals.
in the game, which can
Yeah.
only be broken
Actually,
when you have
food
a
is a very
cut through them.
common theme in the
Usually achieved
Military
by
games.
progressing in the story story and or beating related bosses.
Like, it's not just in this,
When you
it's
enter
also
one,
in,
it warns you what level you should be before going in.
Own Spear
so it's
and,
not a requirement.
I think maybe Grimmer More as well. But I know Own Spear
Usually it's
definitely.
either a boss fight or fighting 100 of an enemy you've encountered elsewhere.
Don't need to have
So
Gordon
I
Ramsay
think
in
the developers,
But they're
so I think the
not
developers of
releasing
Vanillaware
10
are
ways
quite
of
the
10
connoisseurs.
you can't cook or change equipment in between. They can take a long time to finish, but completing these is good not only for the experience and money.
I remember when we were trying to figure out the endings to this review.
My one complaint with
We had all sorts of weird ideas, didn't we?
What item
Yeah.
you'll get by beating an enemy lair is to beat the
I can't remember
lair,
most of
making
them,
it
but
difficult to
I remember one where I sort of suggested that, what if,
Music is nice.
this was back when we were planning to do in the hotel room, but
music in this game was done by
what if, like,
composers.
what if we, like, I knew it had something to do with, like, the spirits of all the blown up Unreals, or something.
oh right.
Battle games, Final Fantasy Tactics games, and the previous Vanillaware games. This named
There's not a hotel room
Both
big
of them
enough.
even worked on the music for the first Bloody War game. and
You would have just
Masaru
cut to
worked on Bloody
the
War
stock
2.
explosion of the hotel.
Oh, you're right.
Exploding or
they composed the
something.
arcade music for those games.
I knew that.
You know, it's a good thing
Oh, yeah.
I kept all this
All
footage for
these
the
composers did a
retrospective.
Really good job.
Yeah, when I was doing research on the music for the game, I was surprised at how many composers they did and what they all did and all that.
Air violin. What?
By the way, fun fact here, I do the air shakuhachi, but I'm actually holding it wrong. My one hand is too close up to my mouth. It's supposed to be further down toward my other
Sword
hand.
noises, slashes, and death cries.
I realize I'm like the only person who would pick that up, but
Well, at least you know what it is.
And then there's the voice acting. If you've watched more than one subtitled anime in your life, you'll probably pick up
oh,
on
and as far
most
as the
of
high-pitched
stereotypical
girl
voices,
stereotype voice, there
such
were
as
some characters that
gravelly-voiced
came
old but not
really
too old
close to like qualifying for that. Like sometimes Momohime in spirit form comes close to that, but not
yeah.
really enough that.
Big
Yeah.
pseudo fat guy voice.
Yeah. You actually go quite in depth with
Thankfully, there
with
is one
Kitsune's
stereotype this game largely
story,
manages to
or
avoid.
Kitsuke's story.
And that is
I
having
mean,
girl
yeah.
voices that are way too high pitched.
I didn't really go into Momohi's story that much.
And no, there's no English.
I just
voice
covered like
option
the
in this
first couple areas.
Frankly, I'm glad there isn't.
Yeah.
Because in a game
I just
this
sort of
deep
just
in the midst
covered
of history and
what
culture
happened
of
in
the
general.
English
It's like
voices would kinda
it's like the
clash.
spirit,
Oh.
and then you have to go
Reading a few
collect swords and
subtitles
stuff.
isn't going to kill you either, and it
Dude,
doesn't
you
hurt
trying to
this
say
game's
Yukunojo
presentation to a
Yagu's
Western
name?
audience.
Oh, fuck that.
I had to cut like 3 minutes of outtakes.
Ah. I'm not that good with pronouncing Japanese names. I'm not absolutely terrible with it. At least I can sort of
And now we
pronounce it,
finally
but
get to our hero.
oh, but some names just really throw me off, especially in this game.
Well, I'm not too good with Japanese names either. I haven't actually had any formal training with the Japanese language, so I'm pretty sure that when I tried saying "you idiot, that's not Japanese," I screwed up the sentence structure of it.
At least you're able to do it.
But for the pronunciation of names, I just listened really hard to the dialogue when someone says another person's name.
After fighting off the ninjas, he's a
Yeah.
Kitsune named Yuzuruha.
I guess there's that too, but keep in mind that when I wrote this, or when I was doing the lines, this was quite a while after I played the game. Like I didn't record any footage, but I definitely did play it, obviously. So it's been a while since I played the game and remembered exactly how they pronounced the names to each other.
By the way, this didn't occur to me until now, but how come the fox lady with the huge boobs is for the female character?
Well, technically it's for the spirit. She serves under, the Swordmaster spirit.
Thus why the weapons
good
are referred
point.
to as demon blades, and why the swords are only drawn during battles. Once agreeing to this out-of-nowhere pledge for Fox people to take...
Oh yeah, I think I said somewhere in this that I look forward to their next work. Since this review, the next Vanillaware was actually announced. Dragon's Crown, I think it's called.
I think that's it. I'd have to look
Yeah,
it up.
and it's for the PlayStation 3 and the upcoming PS Vita, the new Sony handheld. And well, I'll say the art style has become more, how should I put it?
Oh dear Christ! Kill them!
Exaggerated.
Kill them with fire! I mean swords! I mean swords with fire attacks! Just kill them!
Yeah, you don't like bugs, do you?
I hate
Saving them
bugs.
from being eaten by giant
I don't blame you. It doesn't bother me that much, but
And yet I have Escape from Bug
The
Island,
daughter of a Japanese lord
which is actually a really funny game.
As it turns out, Morihime is from the castle.
It's not
Oh, jeez.
intentionally funny, it's just...
To steal a
Oh
certain
my
blade.
god.
What blade was it?
yeah, going back to Dragon's Crown,
Kisuke beyond kidnapping and or raiding
it
her
definitely
home?
seems a bit
How did
more
Kisuke really lose his memory?
exaggerated in terms of character proportions, I'll just say.
No, seriously,
And-
I'm not telling you.
And the
Wanna
internet
find
with
out what
its
happens? Play the
all really good maturity has taken a very
Momohime is actually a princess.
Very
whose body
broad
is
approach
actually
to
taken
it.
over by Jinkuru
I don't even know what I'm
Izana,
talking about,
the
but
spirit of an asshole swordsman who
I'll be
was
blunt. One of the characters has huge boobs and everyone's going nuts about it.
Yagu for his plans. Because of this setback,
Oh, so,
Jinkuru and the spirit of Momohime
standard Japan
set out to
stuff,
try and search for
Yeah,
ways to do this
and other
specific
characters have like
sword
these
along
really
the way
big,
as well.
another female character has
Jinkuru also
these
gets the
big
aid of
thighs and stuff, and
Kitsune, I can't
people
remember
are like,
how to
what the
set that
fuck,
name,
this is just,
Tanjiku,
or, you know,
who serves the same
I'm just
purpose
like,
as
it's just
Yasuo
part of the
does
art
in
style,
Kisuke.
it's just a bit
Throughout
more,
the game, Momohime
it's
will
just a bit more
sometimes
out there
temporarily
comparison to
become
this or
story.
Odin Spear.
But during the main actual
Because
game,
they had that kind of shit in this game in Odin Spear. So I don't know why everyone's getting it all obsessed over that for, but then again, that's the internet for you.
Oh, come on, people didn't
Muramasa
bitch
the
that much
Demon
about Laura
Blade is not
Croft.
just a must-play for them, it's a must.
That's because they didn't-
With
that's
the
because they
amount
weren't
of care that
complaining.
went into the art style, the musical score.
This isn't,
the
it's not really
gameplay.
bitchy, it's just
If you
sort
do
of
not get
like,
this amazing Wii
lol,
game,
she has big
you
tits
are
or
stupid.
thighs
Yes, I
now,
know,
or
that's
something like
insulting.
that.
I
But it's
apologize
also
for the
true.
Navigator reference.
So yeah, we both really enjoyed.
I can't believe you did that.
and you should definitely
I
check
can't believe
this
I did
out
that
if you
either.
have a Wii.
Oh god, the
Yeah,
ending.
there's just one small problem with this, though. None of you bought it!
Okay, just take it.
No. Only like 50,000
This was fun
people
to
in North
edit.
America actually bought this game. You people are
Do you
shit!
think the number has changed at all? Like the 50,000 copies sold?
I'm
all.
sure it's gone up since then.
Anyway, this
Yeah.
is Blondeguygamer.
But keep in mind when we did
Your
this
old
review, the game has been out.
statistics will do
Thank you for
that.
watching our.
When we did this review, the game has already been out for a while. So. Oh yeah, and the games.
For those who can't tell, that's Bloody Roar 4 and...
Biohazard Battle.
Wait, that's not a ninja sword.
And that's my plastic sword
Hey,
there
fine. If you want to be accurate,
of Evil Dead Regeneration review
Where the
fame.
hell did that come from?
eBay.
So it's bigger than your torso.
Oh, okay.
I know. Oh yeah, and I did damage that game. I still have the case and everything for it, but there's like these big gashes in the plastic covering for it.
No!
Here's the Oscar
That's all right.
moment.
Don't worry. Everything will be alright.
Oh yeah. I know, right?
Tell me about Santa Claus.
Why did we settle on you talking about the Santa Claus movie?
What do you mean? Palace?
I think we were trying to do like
that version.
some sort of spoony reference, like when Red Brown had that
It was
one
in the
kid and was
Crystal
telling
Oh,
him about
right.
Disneyland.
Out in outer space.
Yeah, except we did Santa Claus, which is something you actually did review a long time ago. Or went over. I know of Santa Claus mostly from Mystery Science Theater 3000, but yeah.
Dude.
And we decided to just go with a completely non sequitur ending that made absolutely no sense on purpose.
I missed.
I'm never gonna bring this up again. Why should we care?
The lighting's not that great in my room, as you can see, even with a better camera.
Clone? Why do you have clones? And come to think of
But
it,
your camera did have a light, which did help. But I think at this point your battery is dying, so we were really rushing to get it done.
Yeah, right at the end of every take, we were like, come on, we gotta go, shut it off. Okay, we're gonna set up for this one. Okay, we're almost ready for this, we're almost ready. Turn on the camera, hit record, let's do
There's
this.
actually a good reason for that. You see, when I first made the club...
You did so many alternate endings to this during editing.
I was seriously considering the one where I just had the loop of the one part of Convoy over and over.
Yeah. Oh, and right there is when my brother laughed.
Yay!
Can't fire me, I live here. Doesn't mean I can't kick you out of my room.
I recorded that. So overall, the graph... Why did I say graphics? Fuck. I'm getting the sketches mixed up. Well, okay. Anyway.
But yeah, this was fun, and I don't know, are we ever going to do another collaboration review that won't take like forever to get it out again?
Honestly, Amnesia... I've seen
I can't make any promises on that last part.
Well, who knows?
Yeah, go. It's okay, it was Bloody Roar 4.
That's still not as bad as what I did to the game at the convention. When I hucked it across the room.
Yeah.
Why do you care?
And there's me going over the game, it's like, you can sort of see that gash.
With racial stereotypes everywhere.
And here I was just sort of, this was all impromptu, so I was just kind of trying to come up with things to say about the movie. So yeah, this was fun.
Our waitress is the most beautiful girl I've ever seen.
I had to have something at the end.
Yeah, might as well throw in that Tiger Uchimari did.
Huh.